The thing about these gates system, right, is that the hands, they don't go very far, but they're always moving. In other words, I'm parrying, parrying, shielding, shielding, parry, parry, and we already did the shield against the body hook here. I don't want to go too far away because I open up. But I also don't want to just do this. Some people, like, you know, he goes jab cross, right, and they just shield up. It's exactly what happens. So it's movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 so far because we've done top, left, and right, a parry and a shield. Middle, left, and right, a parry and a shield. Now we want to talk about, well, what happens if that kick comes from my thigh, right? The right leg. Now, since he's coming there for that thigh, he's coming for the middle to find where the nerves are. Boom. Just like when I shielded high and middle, I use something hard. I use my elbow and my forearm. I'm going to use my knee and my shin. So when he comes, my low shield is just turn the knee out. Now it's important, turn the knee out. This way. Right? Not here. Not in front of you. I tell people it's like standing on the foot of a big V. And you want your knee to go to the one part of the V. Not straight up the middle. If I just pick it straight up, the kick lands. It lands, sometimes it lands against my back leg also, and a lot of times also what it does is it spins me around. Boom. Now I'm not in a good position. So, I'm almost kneeing his shin as it comes in. Alright? Especially if he's going up higher. If he's going a little lower, it's going to be hitting more my shin, but I still want to turn it out. Some gyms teach shield here, and then when he switches up and comes left, shield here. Just like with your boxing, you have 1 and 2. 1 and 2. They have 1 and 2. We tend to go 1 and then use the same leg 2 to come in. And again, it's at the foot of the V. So my knee is coming on this part of the V. So when I shield low, I shield with the same leg. Left to the left, and left to the right. I kind of think about bringing my knee to meet my elbow. The reason that I only do this is we feel it squares you off. He comes around to go left, and I go here, and then boom, he comes in. Or he throws it, and even if I block it, when I come down here and he shoots, boom, I'm square. All right, he comes around, and I block here and down, and you see how I'm square? So if he bends and he grabs both my knees, I'm going to be going down real hard. Whereas if he does that off of this one, and he shoots in, even if he gets the front leg, the rear leg is back. Just do 2 shields. He goes right low, shield. Goes left low, shield. Now, when you do the right, remember to turn. When you do the left, you have 2 options. You can do an actual switch step, hop, and turn the hip and the shoulder in, come across, right? Or you can do like a step in, angle step. Little angle step. I don't step straight in because if I step straight in, he punches me. I kind of angle, almost like I'm slipping his punch and come. So I've got right, left, right, left, and the hip is the same. Right, left, and then leave. Right, left, then everybody's right. Right, come back, shift, left. So remember, when you're doing shields, right, you don't want to just pick your leg up. And you don't want to like turn your feet out. When you pick your foot up, your knee just goes straight up in the air. Your knee goes straight up, but then your hip opens, so it's up and out. I say a lot of times it's like you're brushing with your knee. If you don't do that, if you're just here and he kicks hard, you're going to get spun around. You have to turn into that kick. Very important. Don't, you know, it's not a footsie game. It's not like a little, you gotta, if they kick hard, you gotta make sure that you're stable. You gotta kind of intercept it. You don't want to be back here just waiting for it. You kind of have to come into it with the knee. A lot of people, when they do front kicks, they snap up. Since his elbows are down and in, if I go up, most of the time I'm going to just break my toes. It's a stab, it's a poke, it's a push, it's a jab. You pick your knee up and the foot goes in. When you come with this is a foot jab, up and in. This is a thrust kick with the rear, up and in. All right, it's going in. What you want to do is redirect this or parry it, because you don't care if I go all the way over here. You don't care if I go all the way over here. You don't want me to go through you. The easiest way to do this is to do it with your front hand so that your right hand stays up to counter punch. If you keep switching hands, it gets very confusing. So just do left, regardless of which front kick I come with. I come with this one, parries it. So it's either way, you can counter with the leg kick or you can counter with the cross. Same left parry. When I come this one, left parry. If I come with this one, left parry. Basically what you learn is, when you're a beginner, stick to the simple things. When you get more advanced and you get like ring experience, you've got what, 11 fights now? 10 fights? He's operating on a different level than somebody that has no fights. You'll find out in the gym that if somebody has just one fight, they're different than the people that are in regular classes. Right? You've been part of the feeding chain, right?
Yes, sir.
You got like 7 fights now?
10 fights, sir.
10 fights? You got
Yes,
7
sir.
already?
Yes, sir.
Dear Lord.
All right.
Right? Well, when you had 3 or 4, right, the guys with 10 would beat you up, but then you go in the regular classes and beat up the people with nothing.
Yeah, no, I still get beat up.
But that's what it is. You can break the rules once you learn them and you master them. If you haven't mastered the rules, then keep it simple. So, left parry, left parry. He comes at me, left parry, left parry. Keep the right hand up so you can counter. Left parry, left parry. So you can work the counter if you want. Okay, let's just finish this up to finish up the basic blocking. Now you have questions.
I have a question. Is there an advantage to using the, I'm sure there is, that's why I'm asking, the sweep on, the parry on the front kick as opposed to just kind of knocking it out of the way with your elbow?
The thing about just burying your elbow is if the kick is strong. Now, I didn't do side kick because usually like if people aren't comfortable with side kick, it's a whole new problem of doing side kick. But if he goes front kick, it's not such a big deal to do this. Right, it's a shield. I'm using a shield instead of a parry when it comes to front kick. Okay, front kicks, it's usually not a problem. Ian is a great example of this. If it's a side kick and you try to shield it with your elbow, don't do it with your elbow. People, a lot, like American kickboxers, Western style kickboxers, that's what they're taught. They're taught to do this. And the first time that they fight people that fight with good side kicks, and you do that, you can break your arm doing that. I have a friend, Marvin Perry, out of Boston, Sanshou, has broken 5 or 6 people's arms that have done that to him. I lost track, that's how many times he's done it. The other advantage of doing the parry is every once in a blue moon, you will catch it underneath. Back when we used to do Kung Fu and we didn't wear gloves, we were too stupid to realize that they protect your hands. That's another thing. Like I'll introduce you a little bit to the school philosophy here, which is people here aren't full-time professional fighters or people living in monasteries that do nothing but train. You have a job, right? You have to get up and go to. You probably have a wife and kids. I know you have a wife and kids, right? If you have consistent injuries all the time, that's not a way to live a modern life. The second thing also is that if I break my fingers in every class, how many classes am I going to attend? We wear gloves and shin guards and when we spar headgear and mouthpieces. So we can go hard, we can go live, and we can still get up and then come back and do it the next day, right? You do jiu-jitsu, right? If I broke your arm every time we did arm bar, how much jiu-jitsu would we do?
That would be the last class.
Right. What we can do though is we can roll around and every time I get you in a submission, what do?
Tap.
You tap, right? And then what happens? We get up and we do it again. Start all over again. It's the same concept. It's a randori concept. It comes from judo. Every martial art right now that still is alive and active and proving its worth, so to speak, has this concept. Whatever they want to call it, aliveness or randori or whatever. It happens to be that jiu-jitsu and sanda both get it almost directly from originally from judo, from Kano, because Maeda came over to Brazil and brought that concept. We got it a little less directly. It went to Sambo first, because Sambo was created by a Russian who had studied judo. And then the Russians came and set up the military program in communist China, and that's where we got the concept from.